Okay, so I've taken a break from developing the set, a nice backdrop for the new channel here, and I'm going to be starting the first project of the series of This Might Be Crazy, and I think this one just might be crazy. So last year for Halloween, my son was a Transformer. He was actually Bumblebee, and I was tasked with the great opportunity to make him be able to transform. I'll pull up a video of that right now.
Alright, do a spin. Can you say hi, Bumblebee? Okay, hold this one.
So if that wasn't hard enough as it was, this year I'm going to make my daughter Doc Brown from Back to the Future, and she's going to wear and or ride around in her very own DeLorean with a couple twists. Okay, so really quickly I just wanted to go over, obviously we've got the car itself laid out. This is going to be my template, my base to work on, but I've got some pretty big plans to make this thing pretty awesome. Luckily it's the right time of season. It's not even Halloween yet, but all the Christmas decorations are out. And now I've used these in the past. These are about $8 a piece, but you can get them in multicolor, red, blue, white, whatever you really want. But they run on 3C batteries. These are just little LED bulbs at Walmart. But I'm thinking I'm going to string these things throughout, whether it be under the wheels that are going to make it look like it's floating, or down the sides, which I've kind of drawn out here. And then I've also got some that need to be on the front of the car. But these are pretty slick. These things just, they turn on. You don't have to worry about them. There's no danger involved. It's all self-contained, this little box. Remotely waterproof. I wouldn't take them deep sea diving, but they're remotely waterproof. So if we do encounter some moisture, I think we'll be fine. So there's that. I do want to illustrate though this prototype that I've got. This is just a proof of concept. So I've got the two different exports here and the input. And what I'm going to do, I'm not entirely sure how it's going to work, but the big black boosters that are on the back of the DeLorean, they will sit about in here, and they're one of the most iconic things on the car, because in the first movie when they get unveiled, they blow out a bunch of smoke. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do, and I'm going to cut the inhale of this but just show you the exhale, because this is going to be really cool. But there's going to be the big black boosters, and then I'm going to run a couple of these pipes to those boosters, and then a silicone hose to me being pulled by the wagon that this will ride on. And I think this will be kind of the shock and awe factor. So when people start admiring it, or they see it and they want to know more about it, I can do one of these. I'm going to cut the inhale, but I'll show you the exhale. I'm going to cut that out. I'll give you a different angle here, kind of show you what we're working with. I know it's not much, but I've seen some pretty cool costumes that incorporate the vape. I know this is for a small child, but she's not going to be anywhere near the vape excrement, I guess, even though this has 0 nicotine in it. And I think that it's going to be the best way to go about it, considering that I don't want to put a fog machine in here. That's going to be a little too ridiculous. So even though this all might sound like a bit much, I've got 8 days left. Today being the 9th day, and I've got it started. 8 days left to finish this project. I will keep you guys up to date as we go along. I may not show every step by step as we go, but after last year's Transformer costume, this one has to be just as cool, if not cooler than that. And I think we can pull that off. I hope we can pull that off. This might be crazy. I hope we can pull it off. We're gonna pull it off. Okay, so another thing that I did want to discuss is the finish paint, if you will, for the car. On the DeLorean, it has a very recognizable, characteristic paint job on the car. It's actually a brushed, not high gloss, kind of like a polished stainless steel. And I think I've come up with a great solution to make that appearance look as close to the car as possible. So, aluminum foil has a very high shine on one side, but I don't know how well this is showing up, but on the other side, nowhere near as shiny. I think if I use a spray 90 and adhesive glue, I can almost do like a vinyl full body wrap and adhere this to the entire car, which I think will really help showcase the quality of the car in all of its glory when this is all said and done. Plus, it's a DeLorean. It just has to have that look. It has to have that flat, stainless, polished, unpolished look. Plus, it's a DeLorean, so it has to have that finish. It can't be any other color. On the Bumblebee costume from last year, I was actually able to find the proper color of poster board, being the yellow poster board. I did the same theory. I did the spray 90, and I just did kind of like a vinyl body wrap out of that. Now that could nowhere near withstand any sort of moisture or water of any kind. This, I keep mentioning the water like it's gonna rain. It's not gonna rain on Halloween. There's no way. It's not gonna rain. But this will give the best appearance to the DeLorean, I think, that we can possibly achieve. I think this is the way to go versus trying to paint or find another material to wrap it in. I think this is gonna be the way to go. I know this is aluminum. That car is stainless steel. This is as close as we can get. Kind of on a budget. And a timeline. Did I mention there's only 8 days to get this thing done? Yeah, 8 days. We're gonna make this work. I think this is the best way to do it. Okay, so one of the last things that I want to discuss about my thought process before I end the video for tonight and start doing some editing and put this on there as episode 1 for... Okay, don't know how that happened, but it did. Still got my sunglasses on. Okay, so one of the last things that I want to mention before I end this video series for tonight, being episode 1 of the first project for This Might Be Crazy. Mr. Fusion, very iconic as to the series, where he ends up pouring beer and banana peel and all these other things into there to make it work, which I think is very cool, and this car would not be complete without Mr. Fusion. So my thought for that is I'm going to use a soda can, probably not a thin Red Bull can, but maybe a soda can flipped over. That will be hand painted white with obviously Mr. Fusion written on there, and I'm thinking the top half of a 2-liter bottle upside down, kind of give that appearance of the bevel up to Mr. Fusion. I don't think it'll be completely functional, as I don't really know much about Fusion and or Mr. Fusion, but I think that's what we're going to do for Mr. Fusion. We're going to make it out of the soda can and the top half of a 2-liter bottle. I think that will look close enough once it's painted that nobody will question it. I think that'll be the way to go. So that being my last thought for the night, I think that's where I'm going to end this video for now until tomorrow, because tomorrow I've got all day to get this project worked on and done. So stay tuned if you're new here, which you probably are, because I don't think there's a single subscriber other than my other YouTube channel yet. Hang on. Don't worry. It's not entirely crazy, even though you may think it's crazy, because it might be crazy. Time machine, 8 days, challenge accepted. Until next time.
There is a
Because
Language. I don't plan on cursing on this family-friendly show. Family-friendly. Family-friendly. Where are the children?
you're planning on filming me?
We're not being filmed right now. Do you need to sign something?
I don't want to be filmed.
You're the reason this channel was started.
I don't want to be filmed.
Too late?